Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. Welcome to Open Panel, chat, discussion, topics, whatever you want to talk about. Oh, hang on. Let me pop the link in. There we go. And we put it on social media. I'm just doing an open panel today. I don't have any topics, anything to discuss. Just opening up the space. Oh, we got somebody here. We have Mr. Leggy.
Yo, what are you
What's been
doing?
Uh, pretty good. Kind of busy. What's been going on with you?
Oh, here, there, everywhere.
Everywhere?
Yeah,
Running the streets?
yeah.
What's new?
Oh, not a fucking thing's new. Just chilling,
Chill.
relaxing. You
Did you work today? Is it cold up
No,
there? Like it is here?
uh, it's cold. Yes, and
Yeah,
no, I
it's.
haven't worked. I haven't worked in fucking like 2 weeks, dude.
Why?
I'm getting bored because shit. Well, I mean, we've had shit weather. I mean,
Oh, so they don't send you out when the weather's not.
yeah, I mean, of course we're not gonna go fish shit weather. Why would we go fish shit weather this time of year?
Do they pay you?
I mean, if I need money, yeah, I can go. I can go get money from my captain. Yeah, if I need money.
Oh,
I mean, but no, I don't get paid if I'm not working.
I thought they like keep y'all a retainer or something.
No.
What do you do when you're out of boredom, like for the boredom?
Uh, well, then play Mr. Mom, pretty much. Mr.
Uh,
Nanny, whatever the fuck you want to say. Yeah,
how's
fun
that going?
times, fun times. Oh, dude, I'm getting bored. Fucking absolutely bored.
Uh-oh.
I don't even
That's
think I can smoke enough pot to get fucking stoned anymore.
I know. I was about to say, like with weed and YouTube, it doesn't seem like you should be as bored as you are.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
quite bored.
YouTube's getting boring.
Oh, YouTube is getting boring.
It is.
It is.
Uh, so it's not just me that it maybe has reached some kind of lull.
Well, it is one of them things where I think, I mean, no, there's no real like discussions anymore. It seems like, or if it is, it's like the same discussions is kind of over, or somehow they repeat themselves. Or it's just a very, I don't know. It's getting old. Getting
Yeah.
old.
Well, we can have new ones. Let's try something new. This is an opportunity.
Let's try something new.
What do you what do you like to discuss? What do you want to discuss? We can
What do I
try a new
want to?
take on it.
This is like the whole question. What do you want for dinner? I don't know. What do you want for
I
dinner?
know. It's
Like, I don't give a fuck. We can discuss anything. We can discuss your life. How's your life, Jeff?
How's my life? It's
Are you happy with your life choices, Jeff?
well, some of
Or
them
do
yes,
you
some of them no. I'm okay. It's going it's on a good track. It's not quite where I want it to be yet, but it's
do you
headed in
think
that
it's
direction.
time for a change?
Yes, it's been time for a change for like 10, 15
So
years.
so you just gotta bite the bullet and do it.
Well, the kind
Whatever
of
that
change that mine is ready for takes money. So my plan is to build up
what
some.
move?
Oh, I decided I want to be rich. I want to be wealthy.
Yeah, you and fucking the rest
But
of
I
them
know, but
everybody.
no, I've never had that before. I've never wanted that before, so it's all new to me. Like I know normal people, that's their dream is to have money and be rich. I have never cared about that kind of stuff until I started playing this video game, and I think it's
Right.
corrupting me into capitalism.
Well, that's your issue. Starting to play video games. You're starting to detach from the world, Jeff.
I've been detached. I don't think you could get more detached than me
Well,
unless you were like in a cabin out in the woods with
it's
no
like
internet.
you do your panel, then you're like gaming forever, and then you like go to bed and do whatever, rub one out or whatever the fuck you may do in your spare time. Then you come back on playing your game again, then you shut down, come back playing game. I'm just like, what the fuck is Jeff doing? Jeff, I thought you were supposed to be looking for jobs. God damn it!
Oh, I got a job. I don't have
Fix
to
you.
look anymore. I have a job. I'm just waiting for it to start.
You got a job?
Yeah, I'm like living. It sounds like I'm living the life of wealth, just
Oh,
without the
you
wealth.
you
It
got a
seems
job.
very spoiled and leisurely. Speaking of wealth, if I do become wealthy, I'm getting you a new internet connection. I'm getting all of you better internet connections. We will lift all the boats. New technology, cameras, microphones, fiber optics for everybody. No more janky ghetto rigs here. We're gonna make this the crown jewel of the panelverse. Hey, Kitty, Ninja Kitty. I was just talking with Leggy before he dropped off. He was telling me what a spoiled, rich kid I am without money, and not really a kid, but I guess mentally and emotionally. Although I've I've been through shit, and I've had to deal with emotions that I think most adults haven't even had to do yet. So I think it's all dialectical and optics. Bex, what's up with you? I'm around later to do stuff. I'm gonna do the panel, and then probably since I don't have a spa appointment booked today, I guess I'll just take a nap, and then we can do our entertainment this evening. It's cold here. It was below freezing earlier, and it's foggy. It's drizzly. It's the kind of stay indoors and just sit in front of the digital campfire kind of day. So that's where I'm at. That's what's going on with me. I went to Toastmasters last night. That's going really well. I'm inspired. I'm impressed. It's remember I kept saying that I don't have the right level of challenge in my life yet, and I think Toastmasters will give me this because it's a lot of it's self-directed and you can go at your own pace, and they have very specific activities that you do to learn different skills. And so as I work through that, plus there's leadership opportunities, um, there's community building opportunities. So it's kind of like what I make of it. So I'm gonna roll up my sleeves and get involved with them until they kick me out or I decide I have to leave. Oh, okay. Well, that sounds good. It's like you're living you're living a life of leisure as well. I was thinking about that earlier. Like in the modern world today, even without money, we have every movie we could want to watch at our fingertips. We have all the music, books. We have so much to entertain ourselves with, enrich our minds. There's like we've never had it better for leisure and self improvement and enrichment. And so people to sit around and complain and whine at this point in history seems ignorant, self indulgent, or maybe even parody or satire. I don't, but growing up, when you had to like beg your mom for money to go to the mall and buy a book or a CD or like scrounge money to rent a video just to have like one or two movies to watch for the weekend compared to this modern age, oh my God, it is an embarrassment of riches. There is nothing to whine and complain about in the modern world. And when I see people doing it, I'm starting to get even more irritated than I've already have been before, which is, that's the story I'm telling myself. That's where the irritation comes from. I could just not do that stuff and let people be people. More loving, more loving person. Ooh, hang on. I swallowed my coffee. Talk about chaos. Hey, Dagmar. It's it's just me today until the panel shows up. Leggy was here earlier, but you know how that goes. Maybe we'll get him back. He he kind of comes in with the sea and goes out again. Ooh, I know that would. I hope not. I'm not ready to yet. Not until I amass the wealth that I suddenly want to acquire. I'm gonna be really good. I think I'm gonna do good things with money. I'm not a hoarder. I'm not gonna be like a Scrooge McDuck swimming around on piles of money. I'm gonna put it to use. I'm gonna invest in people. I'm gonna build community. I'm gonna help friends and just other humans. I like to have it circulating. I'm not materialistic. I don't need fancy house, car, any of that stuff. I just want to be able to bend light. That's all. Ever since I saw it in that game, I want to have one of those faces that bend light instead of one of those faces that people wish light bent around. So that's what's going on with me. Um, just delusions and ambitions, and try to scrape by with some kind of stimulation to keep things interesting. I've read all the books, I've watched all the movies, I've listened to all the music, I've talked to all the people. So you gotta like keep squeezing that lemon and get last few more little drops of juice out of it when you can. Yeah, comfortable's nice. If you could, I wouldn't even know what that is, honestly. I my standards of comfort are very, very minimal. I can sleep on a couch, be happy. I can eat TV dinners, be happy. So I don't need like I don't need a lot. My bar for comfort is very low. So if I had money, that would be most of it would just be how can I put this to use more than how can I make my life more comfortable. I've been around rich people. I have them in my family. I have friends that are rich. It seems like a lot of work, almost a burden, like more hassle and responsibility than I would want to take on. Even owning a car or in Vegas when we had a house together, that was work. It was constant maintenance. You have to have the money and the time because it takes time to take your car in, schedule repair appointments for the house, wait for the people to come over, coordinate it, schedule it, all that stuff. It takes effort, work, money to keep all that going. Um, I got rid of my car to come up here back in 2009, 2009, 2009, and oh, see, I'm saying you're not supposed to do that at Toastmasters. They have people that actually count the number of ums that you say and ahs. And I notice myself doing it on here a lot. Usually it's when I not sure what direction I want to take my sentence because I'm composing it in the moment, impromptu. I'm improvising. So as I talk, I have these little decision trees that I come to, and I have to decide. And so I to kind of idle and fill in space while I figure out where I want to take it. And so I guess I don't know. Being aware of that is it. I'm. It's, I've been doing this channel. Be 2 years in April, not counting the one I had before this back in 2021. Hey, Mike, what's up with you? Can we get an update on the crime scene across from your house the other day where they had detectives, several cop cars, an ambulance, and who knows what it was there, a fire truck, like right across the street from your house? That's been more, I've been more interested in that than anything on my news feed that's happening in the real world. Like not the real world, because that's real world, but the larger world, the world of interest to what Google thinks you're interested in. Oh my God! And it's like, was it domestic? Did he live there? Was he part of it, or was it some random stranger from the outside that happened to strike there? Yeah, I know people like that. My ex was very wealthy, and he was one of the most miserable people I have ever met. Like, he was never happy about anything. He was constantly in torment about the world and his life and how people around him were, and everything was on his nerves. And I don't understand the psychology of rich people, but I hope to find out. Ah, a tale as old as time. Well, good. I'm glad they got him. Plus, like, that's right by the air base, right? They could send planes and drones and stuff up to find people. They had, by the way, they got supposedly, I haven't verified it, but there was a post on Facebook where they got the guy that stabbed that sixth grader that was walking to school. They had sent drones to look for him. The day it happened, there was a manhunt, and they had sent aerial devices flying around the city to try to find him. I guess that's the new thing. Drone warfare, drone surveillance, bring it on. Leggy and I were talking about how boring things are getting. Bring on the sci-fi dystopia. At least we'll have something interesting to adapt to and adjust to. Hiding in the brush. And you were across the street in your brush watching the thing and streaming it. Oh, I love brush footage. What are you cooking tonight? The dog found drones and dogs, and now they have drone dog. They have the robot dogs and drone locusts and all kind of stuff. I can't. I'm excited for the future. How can anybody be a doomer at this point in history? We've never had access to more stuff in our life, and there's the most interesting things in the history of humanity come like just around the corner coming at us. If this is not one of the most exciting times to be alive, then I don't know what you're looking at on your screens. Chicken cutlets. Interesting. What are you doing with them? Like breading them? It sounds good. Hopefully that you'll KFC set the bar. So hopefully you'll at least rival KFC. Yeah, it doesn't seem like police dogs do play. We grew up, the neighbors growing up had a German Shepherd that they kept tied behind their house. They had like this metal shed, like kind of like a barn or garage, and they kept it tied up out there. And we used to play a game where we would go, we'd figure out how far the dog's chain stretched, and then we would go and like tease the dog and try to run outside of its chain distance before it caught us. And I remember one time my little brother was playing with us. He was probably like 3 or 4 years old, and he tripped and fell before he got outside, and that dog pounced all over him, and we had to like pull the dog off. It was a German Shepherd. It was scary. It had the teeth like in the like the Cujo teeth in the movies. It was scary. I was scared for him. I think he got bit up that day. I just remembered that. I do too. Mike and I used to make meat. Or I say, Mike used to make meatloaf all the time, and I used to inspire him. And he made really good meatloaf. That was one of our go-to meals. I forgot about how good meatloaf was. Yes, I love meatloaf. And he'd put the breadcrumbs in it, and like there was this red meatloaf sauce. It was not ketchup. It was ketchup like, but much better than ketchup that he would put on top of it. Hey, Sean. Yes, it is. It's exciting though. At least I know you're terrified, but at least you can appreciate the excitement in it too. So that's progress. That's this. Hold on to that. That's gonna see you through it. We're gonna be okay. Like I was talking about yesterday, climate change is not in my day and age. The big threat was nuclear war. A nuclear bomb at any second could vaporize half the world, if not all of it. And it would only take one or two or a very small group of people to initiate. And so it was a very realistic fear of instant destruction based on the subjectivity, thoughts, and experiences of just a very few people. Climate change is not like it's the opposite of that. It's generations and generations. It's like incremental, cumulative micro effects over time through generations and generations of people, and the effects are going to be gradually felt. So it's not going to be instant doom like a bomb would be. That's going to be triggered, and then all of a sudden we're in climate disaster. So that seems like, as far as catastrophes go, that seems like a much less threatening, angst-inducing catastrophe than nuclear war was. Hey, Daniel Barry, happy Friday to you too. Who's playing this weekend? What's going on in sports? Um, Kansas City Chiefs, is that a team? I heard somebody talking about them the other day. They said they're supporting the Chiefs. I said I'll go with that. Sounds good to me. I like a chief. How do they get to keep the name Chief? I thought they were making them change all the Indian names. Washington had to change Redskins. I would love to live in a cave. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. When I get wealthy, I'm going to buy me a cave, and I'm going to make meat, and I'm going to buy me a person to make meatloaf, because I won't be able to. I wouldn't eat anything that I cooked myself. Chiefs and Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, I like Philly too. That's going to be. I like Eagles and I like Chiefs. You know why people are saying? Because Taylor Swift. Is she still dating the guy from Kansas? And because they're like, oh, at least we might get to see Taylor Swift, or maybe she'll play halftime. So that's like motivating people to support the Chiefs. Ooh, excuse me. Well, we'll see. When the Super Bowl's coming up too, February. I am a Swiftie, dude. As a music fan, a music connoisseur, a music aficionado. She makes some of the best pop music in the genre. Some of the best 80s pop. And even her album before that, the one it's called Red, and it's kind of alt country, a little bit poppy. Even that one is excellent. Like excellent kind of pop rock. Um Ooh, see I ummed again. See what Toastmasters is turning me into? And that video games y'all are not even gonna recognize me in a year. I'm gonna be so disgustingly wealthy and proper. I'm not gonna know any of you. No, I don't think I could ever get that way. Well, and one thing she does, because she's authentically talented, she can ignore the hate. People that have actual talent and substance can ignore all of that stuff because they know they just focus on what they have to bring to the world. And when you're able to put out the type of music that she can and all the albums that she has at that level of quality, it's hard to take your haters seriously. Oh, yeah, I do shake it off, Mike. It's not even when nobody's around. The only reason I don't do it on we did a panel dance before is because I have the card and the chair and all that. But I dance all the time. I'm constantly dancing around the house. Just That's Cajun's dance. Like maybe it's a Cajun thing, but I grew up. Everybody just when we're happy, we dance. I remember one time in Vegas, I got so excited. My favorite pizza topping is green olives, and it's really hard to find a pizza place that has green olives as a topping. And so we were calling all these. This was back in the phone book days. We were calling all of these pizza companies to see if they had green olives, and we finally found one that had green olives. And I got so excited, I started dancing around, and I fell backwards and I hit my back into the side of the cabinet. It almost cracked my spine, and I fell onto the floor. And me and Mike started laughing. It was so funny, even though I was in pain. Yeah, it's that's to me. It is no like people. I've been thinking about this hold in your emotion thing and talk right and talk proper. I think it's a class. I think it's bourgeois, middle class, Anglo-Saxon social norms clashing with folk culture, black, working class, other side of the track social norms where people are more emotionally exuberant, we're more boisterous, we're more free flowing with our emotions. And Anglo-Saxon middle class culture, because this is where the woke I think have a little bit of a point. Because it's kind of like the dominant culture, or they see themselves as the norm. When they encounter other people that are operating outside of those norms, they tend to stigmatize and pathologize those norms. So the displaying of emotions, even though it's completely natural for the groups I just mentioned, there's something wrong with it because it's not something that is a middle class social norm. So I think it's a class thing. I think like some of the conversations we've been having on there about stoicism and emotional restraint and all that, I think that's a class value. And because I don't come from that class, I don't aspire to that class. Because when I get my money, I'm doing whatever the hell I want. When you're in the money class, you get to set your social norms, like just like I do now, being in the poor class. So secret, you don't have to wait till you get to be in the money class before you set your own norms. I'm still having my emotions. I'm gonna dance when I want to. I'm gonna move my body however I want to, and nobody's gonna tell me, or they could tell me, but they're wasting their breath. And so I think this all of this in your head stuff about emotions and how you come across and if you talk properly and all that, I think that is internalized bougie social norms. Right. Yes. I don't think and I think that's good. I trust people that let themselves be who they naturally are and are not trying to put on a performance just because that's what's expected of them from their those are conformist and performist. And I trust those people less than people that are not self conscious about their expression and can just let themselves out. Kane, oh my God, I wish if you ever get to Washington State, let me know. We will go dance. And in fact, the only thing that keeps me from doing panel dances is finding non copyrighted music that we can play and dance to. I don't know where to get any of it, but if somebody has a source for that, we could easily do a panel dance. We used to do those all the time on Zoom. We used to have dance parties. We used to during COVID, we would meet like every day in the afternoon and do dancercise class for like half an hour, and people could request different songs, and my friend would queue them up on YouTube, and then we would dance to them for exercise. Well, yeah, but too much according to whom? I think the standard of determining when your emotions is too much is yourself. You get there your emotions, you get to determine when your emotions are too much for you. And if you're aware of why you're having the emotion in the first place and the purpose for them and what you're trying to get out of them, that's easy to determine. But I don't think anybody else has any business policing your emotions. I don't know why people, I think there's an association of emotion with the primitive or the animal side of our nature. And to me, that's just low emotional intelligence because people that have experience feeling emotions deeply, they are as advanced a form of cognition as thought is and intellect. In fact, thought is its body, emotion emerges from the body, and thought emerges from emotion. So it's all one, it's like different stages of one phenomenon. And if you take a holistic outlook on it like I do and are interested in experiencing yourself in a totality, I don't know why you would like eliminate one of those things, like not let the entire process be what it is. I know it really. Oh my God, when we do those panel dances, I am sweating. I end up having to take off my shirt. That's why I have no shirt on the panel dance because I you get hot. I ended up taking off my shirt. I end up with glasses of water that I have to drink constantly, and I have to keep wetting myself down with water because it gets so hot and sweaty and active. It's like PE class, but they're fun. Dancing is a great exercise, and so is hiking. I like the active. I like the forms of exercise that are not structured. That I can just do and enjoy for the activity itself and not have to worry about am I doing this amount of reps? Am I doing is my form correct, etc. I like hiking, I like dancing, I like rocking, that kind of stuff. Activity that I don't have to think about and I can just give myself over to or give my body over to and then just go. Just let it run. Ooh, sorry. All right, I have gone about half an hour. Oh, and let me tell you the Toastmaster things. They want people to give one speech a month. They're asking on for members to step up and commit to giving at least one speech a month. And we meet every week, so that's one out of every 4 weeks to give one 5 to 7 minute speech. I give 30 minutes to an hour every single day on YouTube. I could easily do a 7 minute speech once a month. And then they critique you, they give feedback, and they tell you all the things they liked about your speech, where they thought it worked, all the things that they think you could improve. And it reminds me of when I used to do theater. Um, we'd get notes. We would like go through the rehearsal, and a lot of times she would stop you in the middle, and she would critique you in the moment and say, "Don't do this, do it this way, change this, etc." But then after the rehearsal was over, she'd call us on stage, and she had these papers full of notes that her assistant director wrote down, and then she would give us individual notes on what to improve for next time. And those are really helpful. And so it's kind of like notes. It's like notes for speech. Yeah, and there's different educational paths you can take to build different skills. And the one I'm going to start with is presentation, like how to present better, how to I don't know what it's going to teach me, honestly, but hopefully how to make my presentations more engaging and how to come across more in a way that is more I hate the word polished, but I don't know, we'll see what it is, but it's supposed to improve my presentation skills, how I come across when I speak or how I present, like the topics I present, like I'm going through that essay or sometimes I'll present a political topic on something. It's going to improve the way that I'm able to present those to you. Oh, when you pass notes, yeah. Or it was like, do you like this person? Circle yes or no, and then you'd pass it down the line. I used to take notes when I was a teacher. They hated me for that because it was distracting. It was distracting to the class. It was distracting to me as a teacher when I see movement over here and people are shuffling around with the note, and so I would bring it to me or I would go and take it from them. They could get it after class. So I was constantly taking people's notes. And then I remember the that thing you make that you fold with the triangles. You make it out of paper and then you write stuff under the flaps and then people do it a certain number of times and then you do it again. Sometimes they had colors on them, and then you lift up the flap, and it gives their fortune. We did all that stuff. And at Valentine's Day, they had the little candy hearts with the sayings on them. And you could pick out which saying you wanted to give to each person. They actually had those hearts year round. You could get them out of the vending machine, but they just had more relevance at Valentine's Day. Oh, right. That's I didn't even think about that. They're losing some magic. Magic and meaning. And I think we're in a transition as we move from like real world to cyber world. So eventually, I think some forms of meaning are going to develop in the cyber world to substitute or carry on the tradition of meaning that we're used to from the real world. Um, I didn't use fidget spinners, but I didn't need fidget spinners. We had these things called pens and pencils, and to this day, I will tear. If you put a pen in my hand and you come back 10 minutes later, it's going to look like this. This is the cap. It's going to be shredded. My pencils, I chewed my pencils. I had pencil flakes all over my lips, all over my desk, all over my fingers. I used to eat paper, and the our test when once the teacher graded them was ready to give them back, she could just pull mine off the top of the pile and hand it to me. It was the one with all of the edges chewed off of it. I'm not kidding. They used to call me Billy Goat. That was my nickname because every school paper that I turned in had the edges chewed off of it. Because as I would sit there and take the test or work on the worksheet, I would chew the paper and eat the edges of the paper off. I had pica. So if I have anything in my hand at all, I can turn it into a fidget toy. In fact, let me see if I can find it. I have a necklace. There's a company that makes fidget toys and fidget necklaces, and they're chewable. It's these big plastic rubbery, it's like animal faces and porcupines and stuff like that, and you can twist them and play with them, but you can also put them in your mouth and chew on them, and they're very sturdy and resilient. I don't think I have it. It's some in the closet somewhere. Ooh. But they have stuff like that too. But my dentist told me to stop chewing things with my teeth and stop opening up things like opening packages with my teeth. She said that's very, very bad at my age. Oh my God, do I ever? We looked at those the other day. Yes, to this day, if I open a pack of those, it's gonna take me back. In fact, what are they called? There's a name for them. Mr. B or something. Mr. Sketch. Let me tell you the flavors. Look. Yes, I bit. Oh my God, I bit my nails too. And my mom bought this like pepper oil that you could paint on your nails to get your kids to stop biting them, and it never worked. I would still bite them. She quit trying after a while. Just let me bite them. Look, they have new flavors too, but these are all the flavors. Mint, apple, licorice. I used to love the licorice. The cherry. It seemed like they had lemon at one point. Did they switch it to banana? But yeah, anyway, the Mr. Sketch. I'm not doing. I'm not pressing on nails. No. I slammed my finger in a screen door growing. I did it twice actually. Once at my house and once at my friend's house. And it took my nail up. My nail came I turned black and then the nail peeled off and that finger's never been the same. Like the nail's never been the same since on that one finger. It's very hard to cut. It like bent it out of shape permanently somehow. So, well, we are at 40 minutes. Can I go another 20 and then call it a day? Um, w- I'm making a lot of progress in that game, except it's corrupting my soul. I met this wealthy billionaire, and he could bend light with his face and like all these make all these colors, and it made me realize that I think I want to be a capitalist. And oh, I think I did that too. Yes, I think I did that as an adult. Oh yeah, this is my sit around the house, pot, laundry, bottom of the laundry pile, nothing else to wear. This is not an everyday outfit. It's this is reserved for when there's no more clean laundry. Plus it's warm. It's today it's like a sit around the house. Show you the back of the statue? Yeah, it's just his wings. Oh, does he have a little butt crack? I only noticed this. It doesn't really show up in person like it does on stream. And then it has the world. I don't know if you can see it. It has like the continents on it, so it's a globe. He's sitting on the globe on the North Pole. Hopefully not on the pole, but who knows? He is a devil. There you go. I imagine so. It would be weird if the devil didn't, but Jesus did. Yeah, he did. He does. He has a little booty crack. I think though, it looks like he's wearing pants. He has these like genie pants on, and so I think it's just the pants shaped around his crack. See, it's just the way the pants fall. It's very well, like the detail is very well sculpted. Michelangelo would be so proud. See, all right, well, oh, that was a funny show. Yeah, comfy clothes. And you know what? When I get my money, I'm not dressing fancy. It's still going to be comfy clothes for me. Even growing up, like the fancy clothing store, I didn't even like going in them. I just talk about vibes. I did not like the vibe from those places. I don't like pretension and false superiority. I don't like snootiness. Oh no, 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 no. I don't. I don't. The guy up here tried to be a sugar daddy, and I told him no. Um, I don't want that. I have my pride. I have my dignity. You would think I would. You would think it would be every little gay boy's dream to have a man take care of them. But when I got a taste of it, I paid a price in self-efficacy, self-sufficiency. I like to. I have this. I have a complex. I've had it since I was little. I like to be able to take care of and provide for myself. It's just something I have to prove to myself that I can do. And I don't like people. I don't like being mothered. I don't like being taken care of. I don't like when people like I want to be able to pay my own way, that kind of stuff. And it's a ego complex that I have to do for myself for psychological reasons. A sex panther, yeah. I would love a sex panther. I hate being I've been around spoiled people, and they're disgusting people. Like they provoke the contempt, disgust response in me, very strong, very extremely. Some people accuse me of being spoiled because we didn't have a lot of discipline, so it looks like we could get away with whatever we want. But my mom really did not spoil us. She did not lavish material goods on us. We had to fight and beg and scrap for everything we got from her. Um, she was very laissez-faire, but she didn't coddle us or spoil us. And so what looks like spoiling on the surface is not spoiled in my case. Conservative Greek British gay fellow. Who is that? Let me look him up. I like the Greeks. I have a great respect and admiration for the Greeks. Conservative Greek British gay. Is it Milo Yan? Oh, are you talking about Milo? Oh no, no, that queen. Uh-uh. I. He came here to Washington State and tried to give a speech many years ago, and there was some controversy behind it. They tried to cancel him and everything, and I remember that. And I watched some of his. He did a debate with, was it Vosh or Destiny? Somebody. And I was very embarrassed for him. I think he came off very poorly in the debate, even though I agree with him on a lot of the principles. I would not want him arguing for my side because he was so bad at it. No, Milo's going to have to take his own journey. We're on very different paths. Yeah. Plus, you get the fulfillment of knowing that you created it. Like you made that happen through your own efforts and your own hard work. I like that. Now, I wouldn't mind something like with Mike where it was mutual. We both contributed, um, and we like mutually put in. We combined our efforts into a common pool, and then we drew from that pool to make our life and our home and everything happen. So I wouldn't mind doing it in collaboration with somebody else, but it's very important for me to do my part, to carry my weight, and have a stake in it that I earn through my efforts. Yeah, Milo Yiannopoulos. Yiannopoulos. Here, I'll show you him. Maybe we could watch a little bit of his debate. It's so cringe, though. He's more cringe than me. He's a gay that's even more cringe than me. So at least I guess he has value in that. Oh wow, he looks different. It's this dude. He looks creepy here. He looks like somebody out of a Tim Burton movie. But look at him here. He looks evil though. Like you could see he looks like a little demon child. He's like all style, no or too like flash over substance. So this is him. Oh Lord, poor thing. Oh my God. Does he have a gay in his life? Like how is he letting himself look this way? Oh. Yeah, he's one of the supposedly alt right figures that became controversial back when they were looking for things to start fights over. That's a good question. He is British. He's anti woke, anti feminist. He used to be an editor for Breitbart News. And he got involved in Gamergate when that was a thing. His mother is Jewish. His father is half Greek and half Irish, and his mother is Jewish of German descent. So he's like a quarter Greek. I know. I was thinking the same thing, and I don't even know fashion. And I don't think this game is helping because you have to change into different outfits depending on what you're trying to accomplish. And I don't think it's trying to teach you good fashion sense or how to style yourself. Because some of these outfits I have to wear in this game, I wouldn't even leave the house with in real life. I kind of like I like a suit look. I would wear more suits. If that's one thing I am gonna do when I become my billionaire, is I do like a stylish jacket or a suit. Maybe not necessarily a tie, but like a sports coat, maybe, and a dress shirt, a casual dress shirt, nothing stuffy. So that might be part of my upgrade. No, we talked a little bit about RFK yesterday. Do you think he's going to get approved? I'm tuning out all of the political noise right now. Oh, you're a quarter Greek. Cool. Y'all have really good food, and y'all created the Western intellectual tradition, so we thank you for that. The thing I'm seeing most in the news right now are the tariffs. He's planning on Canada and Mexico, which they say are going to raise a bunch of prices for us here in the United States. Stacey Adams, I need to look that up. Stacey Adams shoes. Is that a guy or a girl? Oh yeah, these are kind of nice. Well, some of them are anyway. Was he really, Kosh? He'll probably get confirmed. I saw where RFK is a toss up, and Tulsi Gabbard they say is in jeopardy. I don't know if I'd wear something like this or even something like this. This looks like this is the shoes I have in the game. I have these acid green lizard skin disco shoes. But see, like this, I like something simple like this. I'm excited. I can't wait to be rich. I think it's going to be fun. You think they're all going to be approved? Probably so. I mean, he's the president. He won the election. He gets to make his nominations. Congress gets to vet them, and I mean, there were some that they didn't approve already. Matt Gaetz didn't make it, um, and we get to see what they do. Trump doesn't always keep everybody he hires. So that's the thing. The next 4 years is going to be a very dynamic. It's going to be just going to be constantly in process, some chaos, some unpredictability. So I'm just in for the ride. I'm just hopefully it's going to be more like a lazy river than a roller coaster, but I expect some humps here and there. Gimpies, I don't even know what gimpies are. I might need to get a tracksuit too. Are gimpy shoes? Man, I have a lot to learn. I need to go to rich people fashion school. They look like Converses. I don't know. What can they do other than try to obstruct where they can't where they I think I don't know. Some of them might. Oh, you had a gay center right president? Yay. What what was his name? Let's see. Oh, Varadkar. Leo Varadkar. Oh, he's cute. This is him. Oh no, I was looking at the wrong picture. I mean, he's not bad. He's older. Nice. Well, good. Good for Ireland. Okay. Well, we got about 5 more minutes, and then I'll wrap up. And I'm sure I'll be out later playing that game. I think that game is making my numbers drop. I noticed they're going down quite significantly. I'm in the 780s now. I was just at 800 before that. So I wonder if it's like overloading the notification system. And was that in Belgium? There's and with that, unless they come out and tell you, you never know. So there could be transgenders in governments now. Right. I don't think it's a big deal anywhere until people make it a big deal. They make demands around it that are more than reasonable. See, the thing about us, my generation of gays, we kept our demands very reasonable. It was not unreasonable to ask to be included in the institution of marriage. The modern trends are trying to control how you see them, how you talk about them, what you have to pretend, what you have to ignore about reality. All that people are long term. That's not sustainable to ask from people. I haven't figured that part out yet, Colt, but at least the dream is there now. So I think everything else is downstream from the dream or the delusion. So as long as I can keep the delusion going, my brain can figure out a way to get there, the path there. And it doesn't have to be billionaire. I'll settle for multimillionaire. I think I'll be happy with that. I just want to be able to bend light, like in the game. That's all. And I probably, what I predict is going to happen, which is probably why I don't have money now, is I'm going to become so disgusted with myself that I'm not even going to want the money anymore. And I'm just going to go back to being poor. Joe doesn't even know how to get rich other than to write article. I can't write the kind of articles Joe writes. Right, yeah. It's same with racism. Because I'm from the South. I've seen real racism. The things that people go around calling racism today, if they saw real racism, they'd be embarrassed that they're wasting time on that kind of foolishness. Well, when that's one thing. I guess I'll have to invest once I get wealthy, and then I will get Joe's help, and he can help me figure out what to invest. But I want to invest in people. Like I can get a little bit of Walmart stock so that I can compound the wealth and keep it like beat inflation and stuff. But I want most of my investment to go into people and particularly people that I know, people that have a connection to, people that I want to form a community with. That's the kind of people. That's the kind of things I want to invest in. Like very grassroots, hands-on type of investing. Like I would be a good. Who's the people that do the startups? Like the angel investors. I could be a demon investor. I'll call myself a demon investor, and I'll invest in startups, grassroots projects, community projects, that kind of stuff. Oh, what's that? What did you learn about? Teach it to us. All right. I'm waiting to see what Colt learned. Yeah, I don't need infinite banking system. Oh, already sounds conspiracy. Let me look it up. Infinite banking concept. What is infinite bank? The process by which one becomes their own banker. Oh, creating one's own tax-free lending system to finance large purchases independently of commercial banks. I'm not going to need this because I'm just going to I'm just going to go peel it off my money tree and say, here, I'll take this home. Like in Monopoly, when you start, you get to put the houses and then the hotels, you just pay cash for 'em. Or if I see a car, I'll just go say, here, I want that car. I won't need to finance large purchases. I remember learning about that in finance math. I am. I'm starting with a few super chats here and there, and we'll see. We're going to grow from there. And I start my part-time retail job soon, so I'm on the path. I'm on the path. We'll see if I get there before the Reaper gets to me. Oh, I don't pay interest now, so actually I do. I have a little bit of debt. I'm carrying for when I started that business, but I think it's a local retailer, part time. So my plan is to keep the channel going, continue this, and supplement it with this retail income, and eventually get clients. Hopefully, that's why I started my practice, and just build on that. I had a mentor. He told me. He said you should always have three legs to your stool. Like a stool should have three legs, and like for income or really whatever project you're working on. But he used it in the sense of income. And so I have a job, I have my business, and I have my YouTube channel. Those are three legs so that I have income flowing in from all three sources. And it keeps the stool up. And you don't want just one, you don't want to try to rest your stool on one leg or even two legs. You could have four, but at least three. I guess the point is to have at least three legs on your stool. Because if you have just one or two, then your stool is more wobbly. It's more potential for it makes it more vulnerable to collapse. I have a oh well, I'm I'm grateful for even my little three right now. All right, I think that's it for today. It's a Friday, so people are off doing their own thing. I'll be out later tonight, I'm sure, doing some more of the disco game. And Joe and I will be here tomorrow for our Nexus. And Joe teased earlier today that there's potentially some good chaos that has found its way into his life. So maybe we'll hear about that tomorrow. You too, Colt. Good to see you as always. Dagmar, Freak, everyone. Sean, Ricardo, Helena, Kitty Bonks, Kane, Mike, Jax was here. All of you guys, and girls, and gals, and genders. Genders of every spectrum color. Daniel Barry, Bex. Appreciate all of you. And I will see you again. I'll be out tomorrow, same time. 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Until then, keep rocking it. Let's get the music going. Have a good weekend.